Hi, with LJ. Recently, we had a lot of laughs and a lot of fun when some leaders and top experts of the government and ministers were quoting prices of vegetables in Pakistan. One honored expert said that tomatoes were being sold for 17 rupees per kilo. And then a minister comes up and says, I don't know which vegetable she's talking about, and she also gave some very low price of the vegetable. People were amazed. Which country are you living in? The country that we're living in, the prices are unbearable. The fuel prices are high. The vegetable prices are high. Meat prices are high. Medicine is high. As in not in high, but the prices are very high. So either the people in the government are high or we are high, because the common people are dying here. Our salaries are not enough to cover our monthly expenses. We are unable to run our houses properly. I'd request these leaders and these government experts and these ministers to come down and spend a week with us and live our lives. So you know the real prices of the real items in the real world. Sure, Pakistan may be going towards a great change in the future, in the next 5 years. We understand 70 years of corruption and 70 years of mistakes and 70 years of all kinds of crimes is a lot of mess to clear. But you know what? We need a plan B for the common people so we can survive. It's not our fault that the corrupt or whoever looted this country. Why are we being taken to task? We had to suffer them, and now we're suffering now. It's not fair. So, if I can't buy food for my children, if I can't buy medicine for my children, by I mean the people of Pakistan, then I don't really care about your long-term plans. If I am facing potential poverty and I'm facing maybe I'm thinking about suicide because of the state of my economic affairs, of my finances, I don't care about your 10-year plans and if the country's on the right path. Because if I'm not alive, it's not going to help me. And this is not being unpatriotic. It's just that a human being needs to eat. A human being needs clean water. We need health. We need medicine. Our children need to get education. Okay, fine. Maybe that's the middle class. What about the lower middle class? What about the lower classes? They need food. They can't even afford anything in the salaries that they're getting. And with the rising prices, people are being laid off everywhere. People cannot afford normal stuff. I mean, a country that's supposed to be based on an agrarian economy, we are supposed to have one, and we're supposed to be producing stuff, we are really doing bad. And this is not just because of the natural disasters and floods and everything. That is beside the point. That happens to every country, and that's been happening to our country too. But we have seen that our produce is sold in the market. Fine, export should be a big part of our economy. But the same things are then imported and sold to us at a higher price. This has been going on forever. I'm not an economic expert, but that's what we see when we go into the market. Either that or the shopkeepers and the vendors are lying to us, because nothing is cheap for us. Food items that potatoes, they're supposed to be the staple diet of our country. Flour, one roti, one chapati, one naan is so expensive that people can't even eat that with onions. We used to say, oh, the laborers survive because they're eating a naan and an onion a day. They can't even afford that. So, you know what? Things are really bad. And it's time you came out of your bubble and looked at what we're really going through. The majority of your experts can focus on the long-term plans, the economy in the future. But I think the government needs to have a plan B and a team B that actually takes us out of the day-to-day crisis that the majority of the population is going through. So you know what? Your economic indicators are nice, you're going well, you're planning for the future, you've got your base right, you're trying to weed out all the bad elements. But what about me? What about the rest of the people? What about us, the Pakistanis who make the Pakistan? we need to be given something to survive. We need help from the government now. So you know what? I need to see something happening. I need to see prices come down at to 17% per kilo. I'd love that. But don't try to dupe us. We're not that dumb. So we're waiting for some kind of reprieve.